Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Geography with Joy. This is Suvalakshmi and we are discussing about soil resources in India. I hope you had gone through my previous classes and understood and enjoyed the same. Today we are going to discuss about a major part of the topic. Let's explore it. But before that, please subscribe my channel and like and share my video. It will help me to grow and serve you better. Let's start the class now. Soil resources in India. In our previous classes, we had discussed about the importance and formation of soil, composition of soil, characteristics of different soils, soil erosion, and soil conservation. In this class, we are going to discuss about the major soil groups of India. And the outline of the class is classification of soil, alluvial, black, red, and laterite soil, distribution, composition, and characteristics such as color, texture, minerals, and crops associated with those soils, areas and states where these soils are found, and at the end, map pointing. Today, in this class, we will concentrate on alluvial soil. Major soil groups of India. India is a country of vast dimensions with varied conditions of geology, relief, climate, and vegetation. Therefore, India has a large variety of soil groups distinctly different from each other by way of their origin, color, texture, fertility, and chemical composition. In India, soil had been classified from the ancient period itself, even though it was not as detailed as the modern classifications. In the ancient period, the classification was based on only two things: whether the soil is fertile or sterile. Thus, the classifications were Urbara or fertile land and Usara or sterile or unfertile land. In a modern period, when man started to know about the various characteristics of soil, they began to classify soil on the basis of texture, color, moisture, etc. When the Soil Survey of India was established in 1956, they studied soils of India and their characteristics. The National Bureau of Soil Survey and Land Use Planning, an institute under the control of Indian Council of Agriculture Research, did a lot of studies on Indian soil. Geologically, Indian soils can be broadly divided into two main groups. They are soils of peninsular India and soils of extra-peninsular India or northern plains. Soils of peninsular India are those which have been formed by the decomposition of rocks in situ. That means directly from the underlying parent rocks. They are transported and redeposited to a limited extent and are known as sedentary soils. On the other hand, soils of extra-peninsular India or northern plains are formed by transported or residual alluvium brought down by the rivers from the Himalayas or by wind. These soils are often referred as transported soil. Now, let's have a comparative study of soils of peninsular India and soils of extrapeninsular India. First, the soils of peninsular India. They are those which have been formed by the decomposition of rocks in situ. They are known as sedentary soil. They are dark in color. Peninsular soil is a clayey soil. They are non-porous in nature and fine in texture. Now have a look at the soils of extrapeninsular India or northern plains. They are formed by transported or residual alluvium brought down by the rivers from the Himalayas or by wind. They are known as transported soil. They are light in color. Northern plain soil is a sandy soil. They are porous in nature and coarse in texture. Classification of soil in India. India is a country of vast dimensions with varied conditions of geology, relief, climate, and vegetation. Therefore, India has a large variety of soil groups distinctly different from one another. In India, soils are classified on the basis of their origin and formation. They are alluvial soil, black soil, red soil, laterite soil, desert or arid soil, and mountain soil. Let's start with alluvial soil. This is the most important soil. They support the maximum share of agricultural products and a bulk of the Indian population. These soils are formed by the sediments brought down by rivers. They are also rich in chemical ingredients. The rivers deposit very fine particles of soil called alluvium in their plains during the course of their long journey. Alluvial soil is also known as riverine soil because it is mainly found in the river basins. It is a mixture of sand, clay, and silt called loam. These have been deposited by three important river systems, the Indus, the Ganga, and the Brahmaputra. These soils occupy 40% of the land area. The entire northern plains are made up of these soils. These soils are also predominant in coastal plains and deltas, particularly in the deltas of the Mahanadi, the Godavari, the Krishna, and the Kaveri rivers. On the basis of its age, the alluvial soil is of two types. They are the young Khadr soil and old Bhangra soil. The Bhangra or old alluvium is composed of lime nodules or kankad and has a clayey composition. The Khadr is light in color and is composed of newer deposits. Now you may ask, what are the characteristics of Khadr soil? Let's have a look. These are newer alluvium. These contain fine silt and clay. They are pale brown in color. They are found at the lower levels near the rivers. These are frequently inundated and replenished by floods during the rainy season. Khadr occupies the floodplains of the rivers and is enriched by fresh silt deposits every year. They are very fertile and are ideal for intensive cultivation. And this is a Hydroplane. Hydroplanes are those that are low-lying next to a river. Corner areas are prone to flooding and sometimes include portions of former riverbeds that became available for agriculture when river changed course. It is moisture retentive and sticky. When wet Bhangra soil consists of new alluvial soil deposits and is often very fertile. Now let's talk about Bhangra soil. What are the characteristics here? Let's have a look. They consist of older alluvium. They contain kankad, pebbles and gravels. They are darker in color and vary from light grey to ash grey. They are found 30 meters above the flood levels of rivers. They represent the riverine alluvium brought down by Sutlej, Yamuna, Ghagra and other rivers of the Indo-Gangetic plains. They are not very fertile. This is the Bhangra soil. Bhangra is older alluvial soil. Large parts of the northern plains are formed of Bhangra soil. The soil presents a terrace-like feature. It is not as fertile as the Khadar soil. Khadar is more fertile than the Bhangra soil as new layers are deposited year after year during monsoon floods. Crops can be grown on old alluvial soils by using manure. They form the largest and the most important group as they contribute the largest share to the agricultural wealth of India. Distribution of alluvial soil. Alluvial soils are of three types. They are inland alluvium, deltaic alluvium and coastal alluvium soil. Inland alluvium soils are those which are found on the plains of the Indus, the Ganga and the Brahmaputra rivers, extending from Punjab and Sindh in Pakistan to Bangladesh and Assam in India. Punjab, Haryana, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal have alluvial soil. These soils also cover a part of Gujarat and a few patches in Rajasthan. Next is deltaic alluvium. The deltaic alluvium is found in the deltas of the Ganga and Brahmaputra, Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri rivers. They are darker in color because the alluvium is mixed with regur soil. Next is coastal alluvium. It is of tidal origin. It is found in the coastal strips of peninsular India. It is also found in the plains of Gujarat. Inland and deltaic alluvium soils have been transported by the rivers. They are thus called as ex situ soil. They represent the riverine and residual alluvium. Now, let's talk about the characteristics of alluvial soil. They are transported soils. It is formed by the deposition of the river load as it flows from upper to its lower course. In the upper reaches of the river valleys, the soils are coarse. As we move further down a river valley, the soil particles become smaller and more uniform. They are found up to a depth of 500 meters. The alluvial soil of the upper Ganga valley is dry, porous, sandy, pale yellow and consists of clay and organic matter, while the soils of the lower Ganga valley are more compact, less coarse and moister. It is light and porous, therefore easily tillable. It is a fertile soil as it is rich in minerals, especially potash and lime. They respond well to irrigation and manuring. They are very good for both Rabi and Kharif crops. They are constantly replenished by the recurrent floods. It is deficient in nitrogen, phosphorus and organic matter. Soil in the drier areas are more alkaline. Bhangra, the older alluvium soil, found about 30 meters above the sea level in river terraces, is light grey in color and contain calcareous clay. Khadar, the newer alluvium, found in the deltas and in the lower beds of the plain through which the river meanders, is non-porous, clayey and loamy. It is replenished by floods. In the Deccan coastal strip, the soil is non-porous and gets darker as the rivers flow over the black ragged soil, some of which they carry away. Now let's have a look at the crops grown on alluvial soil. Alluvial soils, though differ greatly in texture, are very fertile on the whole. They respond well to irrigation and manuring. They are very good for both Rabi and Kharif crops. Alluvial soil is suitable for rice, wheat, sugarcane, cotton, tobacco, gram and oilseeds. In the lower Ganga and Brahmaputra valley, it is ideal for jute cultivation. These are few crops grown on alluvial soil. This is a rice plant with healthy grains. These are sugarcane. These are jute plants. Jute is one of the important natural fibers after cotton in terms of cultivation and usage. And this is a cotton plant. Cotton plant is a shrub and is widely cultivated in over 90 countries for its fiber and secondly for seeds. Areas and states. Alluvial soil is found both in North and South India and especially in North India. Let's have a look. First, we'll go to North India. And the areas are vast tract of riverine alluvium of Sutlej, Ganga and Brahmaputra plains. And the states are Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, Assam and northern parts of Gujarat. Coming to South India, and the areas are in the Deccan coastal strip occupying the deltas of Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, Narmada and Tapti. The states are parts of Orissa, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. Have a look at the map now. Dark chocolate color is used to show the area of having alluvial soil. It is mostly found in the northern plains stretching from Punjab in the west to Assam in the northeast and a northern part of Gujarat. While in the South India, only the parts of Orissa, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu are the places where alluvium soil are found. You can take it as a snapshot for your further reference if you want, as it comes in the exam for locating the alluvial soil in India, especially for ICSE student. At the end, let's talk about the differences between the alluvial soils of North India and South India. First, we'll go to North India. They are pale brown in color. They are sandy and porous. They consist of vast tracts of riverine alluvium of Sutlej, Ganga and Brahmaputra plains. They are coarse in texture and they are suitable for wheat crops. Coming to South India, they are non-porous, clay and dark in color as the rivers of the Deccan Plateau flowing through a black soil region carry the same to the deltas. These soils are called deltic alluvium. They are fine in texture and they are more suitable for rice crops. That's all for today. I hope you have understood and enjoyed my class. We will continue our journey with classification of soil. In my next class, we will discuss about black soil, red and laterite soil along with the related topics and of course with map pointing. Please don't forget to subscribe my channel and like and share my video. Thanks for watching. See you in my next class. Till then, bye-bye and have a nice day.